Yo, look, what's up, gang? Today, I want this video to be basically a motivational video just to tell you to just go out there and do it, like Nike. The reason why I say that's important and I felt like talking about that today was because yesterday I took some time off, to relax, to just enjoy myself, to get myself correctly to where I need to be. And that's why I'm also able to start off on like fire. Like, I got 5 videos done. I got a couple of these done. Just, I was able to get a bunch of stuff done after I took time to rest. But in that time that I rested, I realized that the point of life is to leave an impact on it. So the celebrities that you've seen in this world, like, you have to realize Michael Jackson, Bob Marley, even Jesus, like, you want to get religious or any of that type of stuff, Muhammad or any of these type of people that were on earth, you have to recognize you're living and you're given the exact same experience as them. They are literally people that walked down on this earth, walk the same grass as you're walking right now, breathe the same air. The air you're breathing right now, they legit could have had that same air roll through their whole body. And you have this same experience to do what you want to in the world, to leave some type of impact as they did. It's a decision you have to make once you realize that you only have one life. You don't get another life after this. So, do you want to waste your time doing something that you really wouldn't be happy doing? That you wouldn't leave some type of impact, that you wouldn't have any regrets at the end of your life? Because that's something that's always been key for a lot of people at the end of their lives, is just not having regrets. And I understand, just from being in certain positions, I've already experienced just a little bit of regret. Not nothing now, because I'm grown now, but I didn't get to go to prom. I didn't get to go to these certain high school events or any of these type of things. I wasn't able to be there and leave my mark while I was there in those situations. I didn't take advantage of those moments. And because I didn't take advantage of those moments, I missed out on those situations. And, like, my reputation or who I am would have probably been a lot more bigger if I decided to just step out and be me at the end of the day, or do the things I wanted to. Like, I wanted to do a bunch of stuff. I still was pretty well known, not for the best of reasons, but I was still pretty, like, out there. And you have to realize that you still have to keep that mentality of, you are just like those celebrities that I was talking about. I know you can leave an impact on the world. You got all of these people that I think have realized that the celebrities did. The YouTubers that are on here now, they're realizing that, because you got some of them that legit recognize all they have to do is read a book, which that's, you could read a book on the YouTube, on any of these websites, just to make some type of money, or not even to make some type of money, just help somebody out. Say somebody needed help reading a long book that they were reading. That's actually done. You like cutting grass? There's people that legit design grass. Like, they cut grass, make designs in it. You could do a whole thing out of that, just making a design in the yard and then cutting it, like actually cutting the grass for real after you get done. But that's all from you making the best out of what you have, the abilities that you have, the gift that you have. And the gift that you have right now that everyone has is to go out and enjoy their life. I understand you have a 9 to 5, you probably gotta work, you gotta whatever, but you gotta think about the times that you aren't spending it at work. Like I say, right now with this music video, or not music video, with my video, you are spending time watching me. Look at your watch time. See what your watch time looks like. And tell me if you don't think that you could have put that time towards something to leave an impact on the world, to leave and say, hey, listen, I was here. Because Imagine having 100 years on this earth and no one can even say that they remember you. That's what it would be like if you don't take advantage of the opportunity that God gave you. You know, you were given. If you believe in the universe or any of these type of things, realizing that the gift of being here, your presence, your ability to do what you want to, that's all you got to do, you know. And the people that you attract are the people that you'll really enjoy being around because they resonate with you. So why don't you try to achieve those dreams that you have? Like I said, there's people that are getting famous or prospering off of just reading a book. What's that any different from you? And that's not different from you. You have nothing that's, you can't do those same things. Like, you can read a book just like that. You can go exercise. You want to be a gym coach. You like giving advice to people. You want to be a therapist. You can legit help people and make your own business on the internet just like that. And that's what it's like. That's literally you starting your own impact, leaving your own mark where you don't have to have some type of approval of somebody else. This is the first time that you've ever gotten to experience a time where you can become an artist, but you don't got to get signed to a label. You don't got to do all these things. You can become an artist, but you don't got to have people that, a museum that points it out as much. You can post a picture real quick and that get 100 people to look at it. So that should show you how you can utilize the things you have around you. And I understand stuff isn't hard. I mean, stuff is hard because, you know, you have to balance those needs. You have to make money for your family or food or any of that type of stuff. But at some point, you got to take some time and realize that this is your life. And what you do with it is all you. You know, like, if you have kids, you did leave the imprint that you have kids to look forward to. You're going to have kids that are going to carry your legacy. But what will they remember you as? You know, you want to be remembered as a good father. So why don't you spend more time with them? Why don't you go and introduce them to things that they've never seen before? That way, when they carry on your name, they say, my dad used to take me these places. My dad used to do these things. And that's an impact that you could have on your family. You know, I still remember from a childhood how my family would go ride bikes at night. And that's something that I carry on in my own family, my own process of life. So if that's the case, why don't you recognize those things? Recognize that you have the moment of choosing how your life goes. You have the moment of choosing where you want to go, where you want it to be led, how people want you to, how you want people to look at you. And when you get into that mindset, that's where I was at all yesterday, just realizing I've experienced and I haven't taken full advantage of it to the full extent as I do, but I have a creative part of me that I can create stuff. I like to create as much as possible. You know, I be doing a bunch of type of stuff. I be making music. Like, you know, I dibble dabble in everything. And whenever I find the time to do it, you can't become stressed out with those things, because then it's not something that you would enjoy. But you leaving the impact on the world is something you should enjoy. It shouldn't be a task. I'm not saying that you don't need to put work in, because some people want to actually turn that hobby or those things, the imprint, into something. And you can do that. You can absolutely improve upon. A matter of fact, you don't even have to do too much. You just have to keep doing it. Like this YouTube, these videos, my speeches, how I talk, they've gotten better as time passed by. And this is just a hobby for me, you know, just like all the other things that I got going on is a hobby for me. and they get better as time passes. But if I didn't put in that work by just enjoying it and doing what I wanted to, then I wouldn't have recognized that in the first place. I wouldn't have expanded my own knowledge. Not only that, people around me come to me for this same exact thing. Like, I'm talking to other people about the stuff I talk to y'all about, the stuff that I'm on here talking about 24/7, just telling people that you got something more to life than just working a 9 to 5. You have a purpose to live your life. And it's sad because you see a lot of people that get stuck in the cycle of just not realizing that you could have done anything. Like, when you get 60, 70, any of that type of stuff, I was able to, luckily enough, experience it right now at the age I am, but that's because I have family that can, help me out with certain things. And when I was down low, they could let me stay afloat, type stuff. But you have the choice. And where you end up at the end of your life is all because of you. So whatever you chose to do in this life, if you're not happy doing it and you weren't happy choosing that, then you miss out on the whole point of what life is. You're empty. It's like when you fill yourself up with the regular stuff. Like, if I've had a good amount of time where I was balling. I had everything that I needed to. I had my own crib and all that type of stuff. But I still wanted to go out and have fun. And that just let me know that that wasn't enough for me to just be secure and just be like, if this was life, am I fine with doing this for the next 40 to 50 years? And finding out what I wanted to do, which I like the thought of building a community on here. Building a community worthy of trustworthy people, and people that I can motivate and point into the correct direction. But not everybody is on that same wavelength, of course. But that doesn't matter to me. What matters to me is the fact that I can reach out to a good amount of people, and at the end of my life, I could have one of them big funerals where people was like, this person, he was a good dude. I have everything my whole life laid out on what I did, how I played this whole thing, because at the end of the day, that's what this stuff is you're documenting your life. This stuff will be here 200, 300 years later. Like, nothing on the internet goes away until the internet crashes or any of that type of stuff, which that's a whole other situation. It could happen. I ain't gonna cap you. I heard it was supposed to happen this 2025, but not too much. So like I said, you have to recognize the power that you have right now, the power of being able to do what you want to. If you want to start a YouTube channel, the business, the TikToks, the cutting grass, the wanting to be a nurse, a lot of the people that you see online aren't even professionals, but they're acting like therapists. I'm not a professional, but I say I give out good advice 100%. This is one of my God-given gifts. And every single one of y'all has a gift, a God-given gift, a reason on why you were placed on this earth. Before you grew up, there was something that you had, that you knew that this is not something everybody does. And when you tap back in with yourself to realize what that is, that's when you are able to utilize it to the ability that you want. That usually deals with your purpose. It brings you joy, it brings you happiness, and that's what the point of it is. You use that gift to help other people, and think about how much joy that is. Because you'll have a group of people that you can say, I changed their lives. I've done these certain things. Even if other people don't like you or any of that type of stuff, there's a lot of people that have helped people out just because of their own way. Even if they gave bad advice, there was somewhere in there, some good advice. and it helps somebody, you know, maybe if it was bad advice and somebody's telling you other people, it crashed them and put them in a messed up position, somebody in there was uplifted from something. And that's what I think everybody should realize, is that you have that same gift to do that for everybody, to uplift everybody. You just got to go ahead and follow it. But I love y'all. You know, that was it.